Assalamu alaikum, dear students. So today we are going to continue with what we learned or discussed in the previous lecture. So in the previous lecture we were discussing and implementing how to create or design database in mobile application. For that we created a very simple database. We learned how to create a database, how to create tables in database, how to insert record, and then using cursors how to retrieve record from our SQLite database. SQLite database is a very common and most applied database used in mobile phones and mobile applications. So you can use it to save a lot of information or records. And then today we are going to continue on further manipulating our database, further changing or discussing variety of SQL queries on the database. Remember that SQL is a structured query language. Some people also called it server query language, whatever you call it. But this is the most commonly widely used language to access contents from the database, to change contents of the database, and to perform wide variety of operation on the database. So today we are going to discuss how to manipulate database, how to use primary key or how to add primary key constraint to the database, and how to delete a record, and how to perform different types of queries. So remember that in the previous lecture we studied that normally if you are using SQLite database and similar to other types of DBMS or other types of databases, we perform insertion, we do query, we perform deletion operation and updation operation on the database. So let us see what we were in the previous lecture. So and this is what we did in the previous lecture. We created a SQLite database, and then we created a table in that database. The name of table was users, and then we inserted some records inside the user table, and then we perform selection operation using cursor, stored that temporary record which we fetch from our database into cursor C. So we call raw query method, and then we write select static from user query in order to get records from our user table. And then in order to further get record, we used index. Each index is used to connect to a particular column, or each index correspond to a particular column. So name index will store name attribute, and similarly age index will store age attribute. And then we move to the first, and then we perform we wrote a while loop in order to get each record and print it on the console or on our logcat. And then this c dot move to the next instruction was used to move to the next record inside our database. But when our database we have displayed all the records from database, then this condition returns false, and we move to the next statement. It is always better to encapsulate the database instruction inside try and catch block. So why? Because sometimes you have error and you do not know what type of error is this, and how to deal with that error. So try catch block will tell you the exact nature of the error and how you can remove that error. So I am putting whatever we have did, whatever instruction we wrote for the database creation and record retrieval, and then it is giving us error. This is because we haven't write a catch block. So catch, and inside parentheses exception E, and here we can write okay. Here we will write e dot print stack trace, and then you can. So it is giving us an error. This is because I think this is because of the extra curly braces, and I think I should remove this curly brace from here, and I should. This belongs to the catch. Okay, so now error has gone, and now whatever, if there is an error in database creation, so we will get the type of error, and e dot print stack trace method will display it on the console. So it is always better to enclose our statement that is related to intents, or we are performing some operation on database or whatever, and then we can use try catch block statements. All right, so now we are going to I'm just going to run my app, because I'm going to see that how much records do we have in our database. So our app is building. Gradle is doing its job. Gradle is a very useful tool, third-party tool. It is configuration management, development management, library dependency management software, third-party software that essentially for us compiles our file and put it in an exe.apk file and install it on the mobile phone. So this is our app. You know that we haven't designed anything for this app because we are working on database. So here you can see, if I scroll down, here you can see that we have Ali, Mustafa, Umar and Hashir. These are our records. So Umar and Hashir has been inserted in this record, but just for the sake of understanding, I'm going to copy these statements, paste it here, and then I'm going to make them, commit them, and then I'm just going to change these names to Zia, and their ages are 18 and 17. So let me close this app, rerun it once again. I want to make sure that 2 more records are added in our database. So Gradle is installing, launching our activity. Okay, so let me just clear my log file and rerun it again, because a lot of time we have okay, it is showing us nothing. Close it. Restart it. Okay, so our app is running, but our log file is not showing us any record. This may be because it happens, like it happens. A lot of time we have other application running, and like Android Studio is not able to synchronize them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close my emulator, and okay, it is closed, and then rerun it, and then go to my logcat. Alright, so now we have some information. Okay, I think we were not selecting the proper emulator because our emulator was disconnected, but here now you can see that we have these records: Ali, Mustafa, Omar, Hashir, Omar. Some records are redundant, they are duplicated, but do not worry about it. But we have some records inside of our table, inside our database. So what we can do now, these are, I think, 10 records. Just think about it. But what if we want to select particular records from our database? So at that point we can use a where clause inside of our query. So I can write your SQL queries keywords in capital letter where age is like greater than 20. So it will give me those records where our ages are greater than 20. So let me run it. Okay, it is running. And here you can see now, let me expand it. Alright. Here you can see that now it has retrieved all those records for which age were greater than 20. So if I just write where age is less than 20, so as you know, it will retrieve all those name and ages of people whose age is less than 20. So you can manipulate, you can change these queries whatever you like. You can integrate it in your real-time application. But remember, SQL queries are very powerful, and you can perform many types of operation on them. So now when the constraint was age is less than 20, so it has retrieved all those records where age is less than 20. One thing I would like to tell you is that it is again and again inserting these records, because I'm again and again running my application. So I may comment it out so that we do not have a lot of redundant information. But for our understanding, it is all right. I have commented them out, and now you can see that it has retrieved all those records for which age was less than 20. You can also perform the same type of operation on name. So I'm saying where name is there, and it is giving us error because I have deleted this double quotes. Now the error has been removed. So now I will retrieve all those records for which name is Uzair. So I have run it, and hopefully we will be retrieving all those records for which name is Uzair. So you can see that we have Uzair, age 17, Uzair, these are redundant, but you people got the point. Now I can integrate the where clause with name with the age. So if name is Uzair, name should be Uzair, and okay, let me remove Uzair. I can say that where name is Ashir, and you can write and age is example, less than 30. Okay, let me remove format it, and then let me rerun it. So it will all those records for which name was age, if these two statements should be true. Name is equal to Hashir and age is less than 30. So I think we will only get the Hashir information, because Hashir is the only person having name Hashir and age less than 22. But you can integrate name with age using this AND keyword, and you people have already studied these types of query in your database course. Uh, you can also perform other type of operation, like where you can put wildcard, where name where name in single quotes, where name, like this is wildcard, where it means that it should contain, the name should contain the letter A. Alright, so if I stop it and rerun it, so you will see that all the name having letter A will be retrieved. So if I move up, yes, we are having name having the letter A, but it is not showing me any name. Let me just rerun it once again. And okay, so it is showing us no name, whereas in our records there are a lot of records having. Okay, let me just simplify it. I would say where name, I should put where name like age. So I do not have to put the assignment of it. So I think this was causing the problem. So let me now rerun it once again. So you see that we can manipulate our database in wide variety of form using these SQL statements. So here you can see that all those names having the letter A have been retrieved. So if you want to say that just show me the name of those person who starts from the letter Z, from the letter capital Z. So now let me rerun it, and now you will see that all those records having letter Z would be retrieved. So only Zia record have been retrieved from the database. But it is like if I write here, let me see, let me just experiment. Let us experiment. If I put 1 here, limit 1, and rerun it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is showing us 5 times. And now you can see that limit 1 means just tell us if we have duplicate records, so just retrieve only single record from the database. So you can use it in order to remove redundancy or duplication in your database. So now that we have performed multiple type of SQL queries, we would like to experiment how we can add primary key in our table. For that, let me create a new user table. So this is user. So I would say that we have another table It is called new user, make it camel case, and it has the same attributes, name and age, but I also want to add primary key. So you can add primary key uh, by like the primary key is id integer primary key. So this is primary key. So now what does primary key do? You people already know about it because you have studied uh, this this concept in the database. Primary key uniquely identifies a record in a in database table. So every record will be uniquely identified by a primary key. So we are not auto incremented, but we are letting the SQLite database to auto increment it for us. So let us let us do the experiment. We can like we can now add yes, we can now add some records in our database. So let me like remove this comment. So now we have another table, new user, but the records are same as for the user name, age. So we have Umar and we have Hashim. So these are two records, and let me add one other record, and that would be of Uzair. Okay, so we have now three records. So SQLite will generate unique primary key for all of these three records. But remember to change the name of table here because we are now having a new table. So new user, new users, new users. All right, so insert into new user, everything is looking fine. So here I would also want to change it, new user. Okay, everything is looking fine. The database is same, it is my database. Yes, I also want to retrieve the ID for our database. So for that I'm going to create the ID index, and it would be c dot get column index, and it would be simply ID. Okay, so I think I should enclose it in double quotes. All right, and I should also log it over here. So log I, and I can say id c dot get. Okay, age is an integer, so I have to convert it into string. So c dot, okay, first let me write c dot get int, and it is id index. Close it, and now we can cast it. Okay, it is id index id. Now I can cast it into integer. So integer dot to string, and let us enclose it in these braces. Okay, I can do it. I can do the same procedure for integer dot to string. And everything is looking fine. Okay, let's say that it cannot be applied. We can just remove it. Alright. So now that we have everything in place, I can like run it, and I can see that everything is it is displaying us the primary key for records. So at the first it will insert 3 records, and these records would be, yes, Umar, Hashim and Uzair, and they will also be having their corresponding primary keys. I think it has implemented it. But it is okay. Let me just see. All right. Okay. I just want to remove this line because I just want to get all of my record. Okay. So this time, once I have executed this statement once, I don't want to. Okay. Let me insert the same type of record once again, but their IDs will be different. Their primary key will be different. So Gradle is doing its job. And let us move on to our logcat. Logcat is our very useful friend. Okay, I think we have a typo. New user, selects character from new user. No, I think the spellings are correct. New user, but it is not. NEWUS here. Okay, let me once again go to the logcat, and it is saying no such table NES user. So where is NES user? Okay, let me just find it. Okay, there we have it. We have a typo, and this was causing us the error. Now let me close it. This new user. So let us see our grid. A logcat, sorry. And here you can see that now we have Umar, age of 24, and then it has given it a primary key of 1. Then Umar, because we have inserted that record twice, Umar and 24, ID of 2, and then Umar, the age of 24, ID of 3. I think we have run it. Okay. Okay. So Hashir is inserted only once. This was because we were having typo in this table, and that's why it was telling us that it was not inserting that record, but it has given IDs to each record. Okay. Now the one last thing which I would like to tell you, that is of how to delete a record. So I want to delete the Umar, because Umar has inserted, we have inserted Umar several times. So let me select it, comment it, and here I would like to say, what should I write? I write delete, okay, delete from new users where ID is equal to what? Okay, ID is equal to 1 because Umar was having ID of 1, and then we are retrieving our table. Okay, I run it and let me see what happens in the logcat. So if we alright, okay, I have deleted that record, but I have to retrieve all that record. So for that, okay, I will delete this line, and once again I would like to write select static from new users, and now we would notice that there is no such record of Umar having ID of 1. And so this is how you delete a record and then you retrieve your record from the database. Okay, let me expand it. Yes, now you see that there is no such thing record as 1, because we give the primary key of 1 to Umar. Now it is deleted. Now we have Umar, but it is having primary key of 2, Umar having primary key of 3. You can also delete whatever record you want using that delete query. So I hope that you have understood how to add primary key constraint, how to modify your table, how to add new table to the database, how to manipulate your database using select query, delete query, and there are like several variation of these queries. So SQL query is very vast, standard language. It is very essential to study it. So we are going to study some more concepts related to mobile application development, and inshallah I'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.